There is huge demand for Ford's F-150 electric pickup truck. In fact, so much demand that it's likely to be sold out forever. Just as is also the Tesla Cybertruck. Hello, my friends. You are watching the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Welcome to the channel. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. And welcome to all the new viewers on the channel. Fantastic to have you here on board. Make sure you check out some of the 600 videos we've created over the last 6 months. Lots of interesting information there that you can learn a lot from. Now, welcome back as well to all of our returning viewers and subscribers. Really enjoy reading a lot of your comments and your emails, even if I don't reply to them all. Sorry, I'm just too busy, probably getting about 50 a day now, and it's a bit too hard to manage it all. Now, Ford just announced that they are going much harder on electrification than they had originally planned. They now plan on building 600,000 electric vehicles in 2023. That's double what they had previously planned. Jim Farley is, I believe, saying the right things. Will Ford go bankrupt? Well, they're still teetering on the edge in my view, but I think that now, considering their recent decisions, their likelihood of going bankrupt is diminishing by the day. So well done to Ford for that. Now, Ford is going hard on the electric pickup truck, the F-150 Lightning. Why are they doing that? Well, because demand is so much bigger than we thought. Oh, so the Cybertruck got 1.3 million pre-orders, but we didn't think we'd get much demand. Well, Ford has 200,000 pre-orders now, and that doesn't include fleet buyers. Realistically, there could be 400,000 pre-orders. If you include fleet buyers, by the time this vehicle actually goes on sale or actually starts production in the second quarter of 2022. Based on Ford's delivery schedule for this vehicle, that would mean it would be sold out for potentially a decade. Now, Ford recently declared its intent to be the biggest EV maker in the world, with a big increase in production in the next few years. Now, the biggest EV maker in the world, is that possible? Absolutely not. No, it's not. No. I mean, they would have to win the lottery to make that happen. When I say win the lottery, they'd have to... I don't even think that lottery is there anymore. But can Ford succeed? Can they become a significant player in the industry again? Will they have significant market share by 2030? Well, that all depends on what they do now. Now, even with commitment to big production over the next few years, it's still not going to be enough. The Electric reports that by their estimates, with Ford's planned production ramp, F-150s won't be readily available without a wait for the better part of the decade. Ford has upped its production plans for the F-150 before and announced big investments into adding EV production capacity. But as they've said before, it looks like the company's going to have to do it again. Now, I made a video as well on this issue. I pointed out the fact that based on Ford's actual production schedule, you wouldn't be able to buy an F-150 electric pickup truck for, I mean, you could order one today, but you wouldn't get it for at least 5 years based on the demand they already have. And obviously Ford has been watching the Electric Viking and realized what they were going to do and that it was all wrong. And it's just joking, but you know, obviously Ford realized that if you buy a pickup today, you don't want to wait 5 years. So they're trying to accelerate production, but still. Currently, Ford is planning to build 15,000 F-150s in 2022, 55,000 in 2023, and 80,000 in 2024. After that, the company will shift to its new EV-only TE1 truck platform. I think that'll be a significantly better vehicle than the F-150 Lightning. But that's 150,000 trucks on the current platform. And at the beginning of this month, Ford shared that it has 160,000 reservations for the F-150 Lightning, up from 120,000 in August, and Ford now says the number is 200,000. So not only is Ford's entire production plan for the model sold out 3 years ahead of time, potentially 4 years, considering that doesn't include fleet buyers as well, but in the last 2.5 months, it has sold at least 6 months worth of its 2024 run rate. And as Electric says, that's despite the reservation holders knowing that they have a 3-year wait ahead of them. How long are you willing to wait for your pickup? Let me know in the comments below. If you pre-ordered a car, what's the longest amount of time you would wait for it? But that's not all. Ford confirmed at the LA Auto Show that its 160,000 number, or 200,000 now, does not include commercial fleet customers through Ford's Ford Pro program. An entire trim level of the F-150 Lightning, the base 39,974 Pro model, is aimed towards those customers. Now, Ford also said it would not preferentially treat high-optioned orders and rather produce a mix of option levels. Surely Ford will want to keep its fleet customers happy, so some sales will be diverted in that direction. Do I believe Ford won't prioritize higher margin orders? No, of course I don't. Anyone who believes that is I've got a bridge I can sell you. Please put your name in the comment section below. I've got a big prize. Just pay me $100,000 into my account and I'll give you a bridge. Well, we all know Ford's current financial situation, and it is a little bit precarious. That's the truth. Ford's debt rating is one level above junk. They need cash like no other. So absolutely, they will prioritize orders at a higher margin. So if you want one of these, make it the highest possible margin order, and there is definitely a higher chance you will get that sooner. But even if we account for attrition in reservations, which there will be some, because people don't want to wait that long, people who reserved on a lark and end up getting a different vehicle instead, which may happen. In spite of that, clearly demand is much higher than planned production for at least the next 5 years. Clearly, at least. Surely when the truck hits the road and word of mouth gets out, and when reservation lead time is shorter, if it ever will be, more orders will materialize from those who are currently on the sidelines. Absolutely. You know, I have been saying now for a long time that by the time they're actually making this thing in 2023 en masse, I mean, it's not en masse really, 55,000, but by the time people are seeing these on the streets, they're hearing about how quick they are, about how efficient they are, about how much easier it is, about all the benefits of electric trucks, about the savings. People will just be like, what am I doing? Why am I buying this piece of crap ICE vehicle? The pre-orders are going to be like Cybertruck. They'll probably have 1 million pre-orders. It could take Ford until 2030 to deliver that many vehicles based on their current run rate. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully they actually just knuckle down and decide we need to make 1 million of these a year. How are we going to do it? You know what? We don't have the battery supply. We can't manufacture the battery supply. It's not going to happen. We need to get batteries from CATL, from a big company like that. So put all this together. You've got a situation where with current production plans, the truck is going to be sold out for the foreseeable future, at least for 5 years, at least. It's a better problem to have than a lack of demand. But it is, of course, still a problem because other people could come in and say, make their own pickup truck and start supplying it en masse, and then people don't want to wait 5 years and they might order that truck. Those customers are ready to jump in, but they just don't have a product available to them and might end up being lost to another company. Speaking of being lost to another company, well, Ford has been losing orders recently in China to Tesla because they're not delivering the Mach-E. People are sick of waiting, so they start buying the Model Y instead. I made a video about that. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. In addition to that, some Ford dealers are even telling people to buy Teslas instead of the Mach-E. Mental. But that's happening. We don't want that to happen. Well, Ford surely doesn't want that to happen. Now, the actual worst case scenario here is that they'll just give up and end up buying a gas-powered vehicle that will keep polluting the atmosphere and cost them a lot of money, and then they'll lose a lot of money when they go to resell it in 5 years and it's worth peanuts. Now, according to 2 surveys done by Ford, the majority of Lightning reservation holders will be coming over from gas vehicles, which means the more Lightnings that get sold, the less gas will burn, and the less you'll have to breathe in those fumes coming out of people's exhausts. And the better that is for everyone. Now, over the next few years, Ford will still continue to sell potentially millions of gas-powered F150, F250, F350, and Ford Ranger pickups, each of which will emit about 100 tons of carbon over its lifetime, along with other pollutants that create smog and harm health. Now, for me, that is the primary issue here. I don't like breathing in smog and knowing that my health and my kids and people around me's health is affected. If you open your window, you can smell it. And you know that that stuff's bad for you. This is just ample evidence. I really don't enjoy that. So, I can't wait until pickups are electrified en masse. So Ford, come on guys, increase your production. You can do it. Now Ford is spending tens of billions on battery and electric truck production. Well, they plan to anyway. So it's preparing for this eventuality, eventually. but it still feels like its production numbers are a significant underestimate of the amount of demand that could be out there for a more available vehicle. Absolutely. This is true. You know what, Ford? You could sell, in my view, at least 500,000 electric pickups next year. At least, possibly 1 million. The market is there. We all know it is, And fortunately, Ford did say on Thursday that it plans to produce 600,000 EVs in 2023. Well, that would mean that just under 10% of those will be electric pickups. Now, I'm hoping that Ford will announce soon that they've scrapped their Ford F-150 Lightning delivery numbers annually. Those numbers have changed. We've tripled those because now we know the demand is there. Let's hope Jim Farley is watching this video. Let's hope that he is aware that there is enormous demand. In fact, why don't we send him an email? Let's send him an email and let him know that we want electric pickups and we want them now. Thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for subscribing and liking. And I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.